I'm making faux rice paper. When I did this with my mom, we used to mix our own glue because we did not have Elmer's glue, and we made it from scratch ourselves. I usually line the surface with a garbage bag. This time I'm using Elmer's glue. It's much easier than mixing my own glue. Tim Holtz Distress ink for color, and then I have a jar. I also keep another spare jar of just water to put my brush in when I'm not using it. I don't do measurements. You just want it to be kind of a runnier consistency, easier to use. I spray the Tim Holtz dye spray to get the coffee color. I don't like the smell of coffee or tea on my crafting projects. I drink coffee every day. I love tea. I just don't like the smell on crafting. So this is a 2-ply napkin, and I'm prying it apart. Some people will say certain surfaces work great. Some will say they don't. My favorite surface to put faux rice paper on is bubble wrap because one side doesn't have bubbles, the other does. Here is a bin lid that I put underneath. So if I'm going to move the project maybe to another room or to get it out of the way, you can just take the lid to whatever Rubbermaid or whatever type of container you have and easily move it. Once I lay the bubble wrap down, I go ahead and add my glue mixture. Here it looks like there's a lot, but it's just because it's going in between the bubbles. Then I place my napkin down. Now you can crinkle this, not crinkle this. It will crinkle on its own, and actually you can use the brush to crinkle it. I think it's a little easier and tends to rip less if you don't already have it all crumpled up into a ball. When you go to take it off the bubble wrap, you are going to want to be gentle. If I don't need this as a flat piece of paper, I will take the brush and push the edges in a little bit so it gives it more of an antique-y look, and it also makes it easier to pry it up. Now, if you want both sides of your rice paper, this was some heart bubble wrap from a friend. If you want your rice paper to be shiny on both sides, you need to cover the top side when you're done. Otherwise, only one side will be shiny. A lot of times I use a Ziploc bag for that. It'll depend what surfaces you like. And this is what they look like. I have one side shiny, one side matte. I like the difference. And then you can use lots of different surfaces. You're just going to have to try it. For the glue mixture, I like it relatively runny. Just try it, and try it with little pieces of paper. If you want to use a hair dryer to try and get it to dry faster, if you're going to use a heat tool to try to get it to dry faster, just make sure that you don't get it too close because it can actually burn the paper. And then I have an ASMR to follow with all this rice paper.